Hi everybody, Stenaldinho here on Blum Tanker's channel doing an open mic. I'm platooned up with my two biscuit clanmates Dax and Drive-By. Dax is in his T-34-100, Drive-By is in his Challenger. I'm in my Comet and we're on Prohorovka. I decide that we're probably best used on the hill given the fact that we're top tier. Yeah, I love the Comet, it's one of my favorite tanks and I just like the flexibility of it. It's not great in tier 8 games, it's horrible in tier 9 games because of the low pen on the gun, but in tier 7 games it's borderline OP. If I can play well in it, then it is OP. So we're just getting to the top of the ridge here and gonna see what targets pop up in town and at the end of the ridge here. T67 ends up being the target I go for. I switch and he disappears. I put that in and that actually hit. I was to learn later on. Managed to track the A44. He seems to go a bit tilt and I switch focus quickly to the T25, trying to stay a little bit hold down and not get, a bit worried about RT as well, to be honest, at the beginning of the game. Dax has a feeling that this lad's gonna come over the top, which he's right about. I track him and then use the DPM of the Comet to retrack him, and at this stage I'm not gonna lie, I'm wondering why I don't do this more often, because I tend to panic in those situations, but in that situation I managed to hold my nerve. Two Skoda T25s right in front of us, so we're just gonna hold our line here and take a few pot shots at them. You notice how far over this ridge Dax has to go to get his gun down compared to the Comet, which is one of the things I love about it. The ability to stay a little bit hold down and just poke ridgelines. I fluff one over the top of the Cromwell. Dax puts one in. I follow up and this guy melts fairly quickly. I snapshot, tracking shot, and Dax finishes off the T67 and we're motoring, one kill each. I'm up to about 600 damage and no damage taken, so happy days. Not too concerned about the Panzer 38 NA in the middle. Dax is a little bit more concerned than me. I think he might know more about its view range than I do. I just remember being a crap tank back when I played it. So I'm just focused on the Skoda. He comes up to put one into me and then Dax, being the good player he is, finishes him off. Ninja dodge of Arty there, so you know it's your luck is in when you're doing that. And then the discussion starts about when we're going to push over or how we're going to push over. I'm a little bit worried about the Nashorn because he's a good player statistically and probably a good chance that he's either going to be camping the road or he's going to be camping behind the river there. So we postponed it for a while and see if we can just take out the Panzer 38 NA. Thought that shot would go in, didn't. I managed to retrack and damage him and then he gets put out of his misery, I guess, if my memory of playing that tank is anything to go by. So we really don't know beyond the Skoda what's over the ridgeline here. And I'm speaking to Dax about whether or not he's sort of saying hang back and see if anyone comes up for us. And then all of a sudden this Skoda T25 requests my assistance and who am I to turn him down? I asked Dax to back me up and he does, and we just decide then to make a beeline for the dip for the river, which has the added advantage of me being able to kill a KP1 behind my back on the move. Dodging Arty, taking a few hits from from the Skoda there, not too worried about it. Just want to get down in here and be safe for a few seconds, get our bearings and go again. So the Nashorn's been spotted in the middle, and I think this is in hindsight a bit of a risky play to come up this high to take pot shots at this M6, but there you go. I get away with it, put 2 into him, fall back, and by this stage Dax is caught up with me. And then I don't think I see it, but I think Dax points out that the Nashorn's coming. Gun elevation fail there from me, and then I block Dax, which is another fail from me. And then I think that the Nashorn wouldn't have come for us if he hadn't been harassed so much by the arty, but he was, and just managed to get the kill there on the postage stamp in the top corner. So up to 5 kills between the pair of us. Unfortunately for Drive-By, he's having a bit of a quieter game over there. There's not too many targets for him, but that's the way it is. I don't think he's too happy that I've chosen this one as my open mic, but sorry mate, I don't play that many good games, so I have to take this one. At this stage in the mid to late game with a Comet top tier, you're pretty confident of taking anything down one-on-one, so with Dax there even more so. We just come around, and this isn't really fair for the M6, but what can you do? I'll take it. Pick up the kill there, nicely secured, and then think about going for the arty until he gets absolutely monstered by counter arty. Dax then decides he's going to swing around back down into the riverbed to flush out the Skoda, and then I'm kind of in two minds: will I go for the arty or will I help him? And once the Skoda pops up, I decide in for a penny, in for a pound, and I'll come around the back. And this is when Dax starts talking to me about picking up a Top Gun, and so I very kind of him to say that, so I take the 5th kill. Simultaneously, I think the second last tank on their team goes down, so it's just the arty left. So doesn't get much better than looking for a Top Gun where the last tank that you can get it with is on an arty. So we're doing our best to try and coordinate letting me have the Top Gun, or at least the lads are, which is pretty cool, as I haven't been having too many great games recently, so every Top Gun is welcome, even if they're fed to me. Pop over the ridgeline here, I auto aim in, I held off for a second, I think I might get a high roll there, but probably miscalculated, and then luckily enough, because he's in the dip, I managed to finish him off for the 6th kill. Thanks for the biscuit, lads. So let's go over to the post-game stats, something I've always wanted to say. I managed to pick up a mastery badge and a Top Gun for that one, and triple XP because it was on at the weekend just gone. So yeah, don't really know what XP it was overall. Hand of God, Bruiser, Duelist, Fire for Effect. And one of the things I like the most about this replay in particular, showcasing the Comet, is that I managed to damage 10 different tanks, which is kind of what the gun's all about: DPM and good gun handling, changing targets and being flexible. Switching to team score, of course Dax being the better player picked up more damage. Fire for Effect, High Caliber Confederate, nice one. And I got the top XP with, just see, yeah, 835 spotting and just under 2.5 damage. Yeah, the damage, like when you have the Comet in top tier, the gun sings and the damage racks up pretty quickly, and the tracking damage was I was pretty happy with, because I normally don't think like that on the battlefield, so maybe playing with better players like Drive-By and Dax helps me with that. And yeah, detailed report, nothing much to say here beyond 35 shots taken, 28 hit, 22 pens, so happy enough with that. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the replay. Thanks again to Plum for running such a cool series for his subscribers, and yeah, maybe catch you again next time. Cheers, all the best.